If you bear with us, we are going to use a PowerPoint presentation, and we will be recording it so that it can be shared for those of us who join late or people who want to come back and have a look at it again. And welcome and thank you. Here at the HWDSB, we like to acknowledge our presence on the ancestral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee Confederacy land as determined by the Dish with the One Spoon Treaty. It is something that we have publicly done and acknowledged as part of the Truth and Reconciliation agreement with our First Nations and Indigenous peoples. And at Glendale, it is a huge part of our learning process. One of the things we try to do, instead of just reading something that we're told to do, is reflect upon it, and we do take that to heart. At Glendale, we have worked quite extensively in the past with the Truth and Reconciliation Committee and our local Indigenous community as we did a project on the residential schools. And I've talked about it in past and other meetings, and you may have seen it, our 10 Miles Out project that we were a part of and that I feel quite blessed to have been a part of, as it was a huge learning for me. And it's something that I really do take to heart. And we mentioned it today, not just for this meeting, but it is also our anniversary this year of our first performance and putting it on 10 years ago. And we really do have grown so much as a person, as a program, and a lot of that had to do with our acknowledgement in understanding and learning and trying to pass along the learning and a lot of the tenets of the Truth and Reconciliation Committee's recommendations for us. So for us, it is more than just the words that you can read here on the screen. And we are actively and continually working to better our understanding of our history and to share Turtle Island with everyone. Our agenda for this evening is some welcome and introductions. We are looking into speaking of our program pathways and the arts disciplines that do make up the programs of the arts at Glendale. We'll also go through the audition and portfolio review process. Sorry, I'm trying to read the slides here and we have a lot of people entering at the same time and it pops up on me. The admission process, we'll talk about our program. That's the 4 years at a glance, and it's kind of giving you the idea of what's involved in a nutshell for our programming. The big topic always of transportation, and then the question and answer session that we'll record at the end. So we will, at this point, have muted you and turned off video cameras. These types of meetings, there's often mistakes that are pop in and out as people enter, so we've done that on purpose. Again, for those who have joined late, please know that we are starting to record this so that it can be posted later for those who are entering late or who would like to have a look back at this again. And then, of course, you can always reach out to me, pborsch at hwdsb.on.ca with any additional questions or concerns. And we'll talk more about that at the end. And you can put your questions into the chat. We have people from the department who are monitoring it, and then I can also speak to some of them at the end. So I'm going to take my camera off here so that you guys can focus on what's most important, and that is what we have done to date. I thought we would start right there. A lot of the questions we've had is, what did you do during a pandemic? And as we're coming out of the pandemic here, and as you can see, we've been pretty busy in the first 8-9 weeks of the school year. As you have a quick look here, we are running an arts club. And all our classes, we have not had to cancel any of our courses and are running a full course load. In the bottom corner there, you can see some of our department members. We announced on Halloween our musical for the second semester. And as you can see from the vision there, we are doing Disney's Little Mermaid. You can see on the far bottom left, we have community productivity workshops. We had Dr. Sean Lenny in from Apple Canada, who went through with our audition-based students on how to best utilize their iPads, which is a great device that the HWDSB gives to all students, and we definitely utilize it here in ABPA. So we worked with Dr. Lenny on how to best utilize it and to get students more comfortable with using the software there. Top right-hand corner, you can see that our integrated arts, or the grade 9 ABPA students this year, all worked together on a large-scale project called All Together Now, and we live streamed it for the first time, our first live stream ever, last Friday. The middle is a little blurred out because it's full of dry ice. One of the things we've done, and we'll talk about, is certifications. In the first 8 weeks, we started off with our students learning how to safely utilize and use dry ice in productions. On the far left was one that came to us this week alone. It is from the City of Hamilton and the Hamilton Arts Council, recognizing HWDSB Program of the Arts for an amazing project we did last year on our Pandemic Concert of Hope, which was seen partially on CHTV in the news and the Hamilton Spectator, and was presented across the city and across the airwaves that way. And we were honored with a Resiliency in the Arts Award from the City of Hamilton and the Hamilton Arts Council. The next slide here is how do you do workshops? Well, again, we mentioned the one, here's another one. We worked with Travis Stoddard of Alleyway Studios in Dundas, who came in and spent 2 days going through with our students in our popular music class, contemporary music class, on how beginner skills in audio recording and mastering using a digital audio workstation. Which was pretty great over those 2 days. Again, utilizing that iPad that the board gives us. In the center section here is the Art Gallery of Hamilton's Film Festival. We had 4 student films that were officially selected as part of that, which was a great honor. Another workshop on film and media arts over on the side. And then on the bottom, what are you doing extracurricular? We had our arts club, and then we're also running our orchestra, concert band, and our choir, which are courses, but are also running conjunctly as a extracurricular course at lunch hours as well. We're pretty busy, and just gives you an idea. This is what we have done in 8-9 weeks, and we're continuing to work on more and more projects as the semester continues. So I thought we'd start off right there with just a little bit of what's going on. Here is some of the instructors that you will see in our course, our department. One of the unique features of being at Glendale and HWDSB Program of the Arts is our large arts department. This evening we have, I'd like to introduce Randy Gallant, who is the acting principal at Glendale, who would like to say a few words on behalf of the school board.
Thank you so much, Mr. Borsch. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for taking some time this evening to learn about our arts program. As you've already heard in the last 5 minutes, wow, it is busy there. The students and the staff are certainly doing a lot. Now I just want to let everyone know, just a full disclosure, I am the acting principal. I am a retired principal. So I've been here for the last 3 months at Glendale, but I knew about this program when I was the principal at Ancaster High. I heard a lot about the performing arts program at Glendale, but now I actually get to see it in action. So what do I see? So the people that you see on the screen right now, those are the individuals that they'll be able to answer your questions. They are the people that are working with the students every day. But what do I see? What do I observe in my 3 months while I've been at Glendale? Well, my office is really close to the auditorium. So every day I hear something happening right outside my office. Sometimes it's singing. Sometimes it's students working collaboratively in a corner somewhere on an art project. So inevitably, I always wander out because I like to be out in the school. So I wander out and I talk to the students about what they're doing. And then I'll wander down the hall into the strings area or the visual arts or the pop culture class. And I always love talking to students about some of the things that they're learning in the classroom. But this quad, when I saw the grade 9 students, the students come together in the auditorium, when I walked into that auditorium, the amount of energy, the positive energy that I felt when I walked in there was just incredible. And I saw students working collectively in groups. I saw them discussing different issues. I saw staff working with them. And at the end, we saw their performance that they streamed, the All Together Now, the creative process that where all the students came together in the different disciplines. And it was just phenomenal to see. So even though I have heard about this program from afar, it was so nice to actually be immersed in it and to see it happening. And the people that you see on your screen, they are so committed to the students here at Glendale. And as you see, there's a lot happening. And I'm actually looking forward to hearing this presentation because I haven't really seen and heard the entire presentation in the past. So thank you once again for being here. Thank you, Mr. Borsch, and everyone for your time tonight. And I look forward to hearing all the great things that are happening at Glendale Secondary School. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Gallant. I also noticed here that Mr. Goodacre, who is the principal of our specific program, as well as here, and I'm wondering if he might have a couple of words of greetings for you as well. I'm putting him on the spot a little bit here. Alrighty, as I said, I just realized that he was here and he could have stepped away or his mic is not working at this time. So we're just going to move on.
There he is.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. Hello, Mr. Goodacre.
Hello, welcome everyone. Sorry about that. I don't seem to have access to my camera with my login currently. But just happy to greet everyone tonight because this is a system program open to all students across the HWDSB. And it's fantastic to welcome people tonight. And hopefully we have lots of interest from across the board. And in my involvement with the program and supporting it at the system level, one of the fantastic things is that we have the program really is moving so that all students, this is designed to capture a passion for the arts. So it really is open to all students, no matter what your background. And so if you have a passion for the arts and you're here tonight, you are in the right place. And the staff at Glendale are fantastic and will take you through the details of the program. So have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Goodacre. And as he just said, that is kind of the vision of our program. It's aligning your education with your passion. All right, we try to give the students the opportunity to develop their personal artistic identities, to recognize and value the identities of other, and to develop critical and creative thinking skills. We're not trying to become a factory that pumps out just artists. We're trying to make our students into better people using the arts and then taking these skills from the arts and then using it wherever whatever pathway they choose, to the workplace, to college, to university, and regardless of the area that they end up. There is huge flexibility in our program. I'm thinking of our graduating class last year of 35 students out of the program, and we had at least 8 students who went on into health sciences. And they graduated with the full experience of the arts programming and still went into a very different field at university. Please don't worry about limiting your son or daughter or student, if you're a student here in the meeting, to just the arts and the idea is just the arts. We will give you a great enriched experience, but we're also allowing you with your creativity and what area you would like to continue to go with in school. Our mission is to educate and support the training of students in all aspects of the arts. As we said, individual, collaborative, performance, foundations of theory, technique, critical analysis, and the appreciation of the arts. That's the Ministry of Education speak there. We still cover regular full curriculum as well. And the student, staff, and the school community supports our program. And we all are working as being strong advocates and stewards of art education in the city of Hamilton. One thing I should point here in this mission statement and all the slides that you're going to see in our presentation, these are all fairly current within the last 3 or 4 years, some slightly older, of people who have been in the program, in the HWDSB program of the Arts at Glendale's. These are not stock photos. These are student photos and artwork from our students who were in the program or currently in the program. I'll just take a moment here and we'll give you an amazing, I think it's amazing because it is just so well done, a little video to give you a taste of the arts here at Glendale. Alrighty, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If it did not work for you, I apologize. I've had a couple of people in the chat who said it has not, and then I have other people in the chat who said it is amazing and a great video. So if I apologize, if you're watching this on a phone, that would definitely be an issue. The cell phones are quite limiting, unfortunately, with some of the rich images and stuff that we're sending with you. If you missed the video, you can of course go to our website, which is glendalepa.commons.hwdsb.on.ca. We'll repeat that a lot. So if you didn't get it quite quickly enough, you can see it there, and we'll mention that again. And if you're following along in the presentation, you can see some of the rich images of our students working here in the photo. All right, as you saw, lots of different events. We've got a Twitter picture here. Our worked with the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra in a live concert with a regular concert. We're the first non-professional student group that has ever worked with them in a regular season performance, which is really great. So again, if you didn't quite catch our video, it'll be on our website and you can watch it from there as well. So in a nutshell, or in a program overview, this is a specialized Tier 3 program. So what that means for the HWDSB, what a Tier 3 program is that this is open to anyone in the greater city of Hamilton and beyond. It is continual entrance program, which means that you can enter all the way up to grade 12 into the program with a successful application, audition, or portfolio review. It is located at Glendale Secondary School, and it is run through the regular school day. It is not an after-school extracurricular program. It is a full education. You would transfer to Glendale and do your high school education at Glendale. Once you're in the program, you are part of the program for the 4 years, 3 years, 2 years that you're there, depending on when you enter. The last one is transportation as a Tier 3 program is provided by Hamilton Wentworth Student Transportation Services, and that is geared to students who live more than 3.2 kilometers away from Glendale. And we'll give you a little more information about that later on. Now, I'm going to quickly go through the disciplines because a lot of, to be blunt, a lot of these aren't fully done in elementary as separate subjects. These could be things that are done as extracurriculars or lessons that are done outside. So we offer specialized arts training in dance, drama production, specifically theater and sound. We have our instrumental music, which is your traditional elementary, which is a little different for some of you because it could have been quite a while since you've played an instrument, woodwind, brass, and percussion. We also offer 2 versions of this one. We have an orchestral strings as a component of ABPA, and we also are the host or home to HWDSB strings program. So orchestral strings are violin, viola, cello, and double bass. We offer vocal music, popular music, which is a great and a different one. It is very similar to music and in the same curriculum, but as the title suggests, we don't just use band and string, we use popular music or contemporary music as the basis for teaching, with a little heavy accentuation of the technology side, recording, using digital audio workstations, and composing. Students who play guitar, bass guitar, drums, keyboarding, and electronic instruments would go into this stream of our programming. We have visual arts, and finally, but not least, media arts, which can include things like film, animation, digital painting, anything in the computer-based science part of the arts. So, what makes us different? Now, I'm going to say this, and it really is true in a lot of ways, that we do in the HWDSB try to put the arts is strong in all our schools. So what makes it a little different here at HWDSB Programs of the Arts at Glendale's? We have arts department staff who are specialists in their field. And what I mean by that, as well as teachers, as well as people who are active artists in their disciplines. You have the opportunity to work with guest artists in and out of the classroom, as you've seen from some of our photos and demonstrations before. We're regularly attending performances and exhibiting our work publicly and within our school board and beyond. And we regularly welcome guest artists from the community to work directly with our students. Again, pandemic or not, as you've even seen, we've had 3 guest artists into our schools virtually in the first 8 to 9 weeks alone. At each grade level, what you can expect for your student or students, if you're here on your own, is we do support the needs of all students and pathways, right? And this includes students who have special education requirements that are related to a student's IEP. This is not meant to be an elitist program for only those who have had private instruction in the arts. We're aligning your passion with education. That is the key to here. We're not meant to pump people out of the studio to go into a studio at university or college. And quite honestly, that's not how studios and arts programs work at college and university anymore. They want a well-rounded student, and that's what we're trying to do. All right, we want students who are exploring the possibility of a career in the arts, not dedicating themselves in grade 9 at the age of 13 to being an artist when they haven't even studied the arts to a certain degree. And what we're going to do is give them the opportunity to take their passion and learn about art for art's sake. Students in our program, as we said, it's the HWDSB programs, plural, of the arts at Glendale. ABPA, or the Audition-Based, is one. Our second program that we run at a board level is the strings program, HWDSB Strings, and that is open to any student in the city of Hamilton or outside. It comes with transportation for those who belong to the city of Hamilton proper. Again, we'll talk about transportation at the end. And that is for students who have got an experience in strings and want to continue. And for those students who are beginners, can come to Glendale, as we have a wonderful string specialist here, Ms. Megan Benjafield, who will help our beginners get started. We also, like a lot of as all of our high schools in HWDSB have, is a specialist high skills major, or a SHISM program, which is a 2-year program in grade 11 and 12 that gears students with even more guided instruction into a certain area. And of course, the ones associated with our program is called Arts and Culture. So our students will enter our program or a discipline through an audition or a portfolio review. If you are a fine artist, media or visual, we will go through and explain what a portfolio is, and we will take that from you and have a look at your artwork. The performing arts side, which is dance, drama, all the music disciplines and production, they will do an audition. All right, in grades 9, 10, and 11, students will study in their arts focus area for at least 2 of the 8 courses they do a year. As we said, we're not trying to make you just into an artist. So if you are interested in going into science or going into the medical field or any field for that matter, basically we do run a separate program from a traditional school. But very simply put, you are doing 2 specialized art courses per year. That leaves lots of opportunities to take additional courses in areas of interest. And if you are looking at going into the medical field, for example, those additional courses would be more sciences and more math. All right, there's still the opportunity for that, okay? So as I was saying, we have our mandatory core bundles course bundles that all secondary students need to do. So your math, your science, your English, and how many you're required to do throughout your 4 years, you will still continue to do that. The additional requirement of being part of our program is that you will do a minimum of 8 art courses over 4 years. If you join our program in a later grade, that number will decrease by the grade that you enter. Okay, so there's still lots of opportunity, and quite honestly, I've just had a student today who is in a grade 9 course, and she has 5 art courses this year alone. So you can even go above and beyond if that's what's interesting to you. We also, as I talked about, have the opportunity to do co-op. All right, and co-op is part of every good school program, but a special part of our specialist high skills major. We have worked extensively over the last 16 years that we've had an SHSM to build great co-op relationships with community partners so that our students in the arts can go out into the real world and do some studio work, be it a dance or be it a music studio, working in the Art Gallery of Hamilton, or working with a graphic artist, or even into an elementary school, into an arts if they're interested in the education. So we have a lot of opportunity to do that as part of the high skills, or just an interest in co-op and getting out into the real world, and more than just a workshop, getting a real hands-on experience. And again, a great learning tool for all pathways levels. We also offer additional qualifications and takeaways. And as you can see, reach ahead going to colleges and universities, professional productions, working with artists, all these additional things. So how do you get in? Okay, and that's where we're coming up to here. So let me just reiterate again, as we've had a couple of people enter late. You are auditioning or doing a portfolio review to attend Glendale. This is not an after-school project. It is not a one semester. You would be coming to Glendale for your 4 years or the length of your education, depending on when you join. So let's get into the process about our audition or our portfolio review. All right. Full information about the audition portfolio or the audition or portfolio review requirements are in our application package. That's the meat and crux of it. It is in our Glendale Performing Arts website right now, and it will be released within the next couple of days into Glendale's website and then across the board's website. You're choosing from 9 of the majors that you're interested in. We ask that you apply for 2 at the most. You can take arts courses in all the disciplines throughout your time there, but you're going to apply for a maximum of 2 at one time. Okay, and then we'll have also, as part of your audition process or portfolio review, we'll look at your work, but we'll also have a short interview with you to learn a little more about you and for you to ask some questions about the program or to talk about your interest in the arts with us a little bit. Alrighty, I'm going to, Miss Moore is our dance instructor, is not here this evening. She's actually, as I said, we're still working professionals. She's in the dance studio this evening. So for our dance performance auditions, we're asking for a video of applicant performing the posted jazz combination to Feeling Good. We will post the video that's associated with that. And then you will learn it on your own and practice it and send it back to us. You will also send us a video of demonstrating your strongest dance style. That could be theatrical, it could be a cultural, social, or world dance form. It's whatever. It is your choreographed, putting your best foot forward example of dance performance. And then you'll see that there is how to save it. And the titles to use when you're saving it to us. We are predominantly looking at doing our auditions again this year online. We will wait and see to see if there is the opportunity for a face-to-face, but we are hoping, and it would probably be easiest for everyone to do it online and send it in this format. All these details, again, will be seen on our websites as well. Alrighty, so if I could ask Ms. Burnell, who is the other head of the arts with me here at Glendale and a drama specialist, to speak to the audition process for a drama applicant.
Hi there. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties here. That seems to be the theme of the night. Did Miss Newton want to speak about the drama, or am I good to go here?
You go ahead, Miss Burnell, no problem. I'm here if you need me.
Okay, so for drama, we've made a bit of a change this year for the audition. We have a monologue, which is the normal audition that we've had throughout, but we're also letting students do a storytelling or poetry performance of their choice, kind of like a spoken word poetry or a slam poetry. Some of our students may be familiar with that type of art form. So if a monologue is not something that's in your wheelhouse or in your style of performance, we will also accept that type of performance this year. It will be filmed and it will be uploaded to a OneDrive, and you will get a link to a brief Microsoft Teams interview where we will be asking you questions about your passion for theater, your passion for drama, and some of your experience in the past. However, you don't have to have experience. If you have a true passion for the art form, we want to see you. So you will be able to read through all the monologues provided on our website. And if you would like to do one of those monologues, you will film yourself and you will hand in your audition video. And we will have an exemplar on our website that you can watch to get an idea of what that filming must look like. Good luck. Break a leg.
Thank you, Ms. Burnell. I will speak about the production, which is sound and theater. Applicants will be given a scene. We'll literally give you a script to have a look at. And so that'll give you some background knowledge to what's going on. And we're going to ask you through some software, which can be found online, free, and we'll in our website and where you find our package, be it on the board website, the school website, or the Glendale Arts website. I'll give you the link to that. We'll give you the time to experiment with it. And you're basically going to create a lighting scene for that scene, as well as 5 sound effects, and kind of provide your own Spotify list or a song list to accompany the scene. So you're going to do the technical side to an online scene that's going to be presented. We'll also do a small MS Teams meeting where we get to know you a little better, and we'll send that out after you've sent in your demonstration and your pictures, and we'll take that there. Alrighty, so for vocal music, I'd like if Miss Evans could speak to that for us, that would be great.
Hello, everyone. I don't think my video is working, so you'll just hear my voice for right now, which feels fitting for vocal music. For vocal music, we're asking that you prepare 2 contrasting pieces of music. The genre is your choice, so whether you like pop, classical, jazz, musical theater, you name it, your option. But please do choose selections that best showcase both your range and your best abilities, whether that's your expressiveness, whether that is your ornamentation. Pick things that show us you as an artist and as a vocalist. Ideally, these should not be sung a cappella. We do suggest that you find a backing track, which there's a plethora online, which you can usually find simply by typing the title of your piece as well as karaoke track. But we welcome you to search the internet for that. And if there are any major struggles, you can, of course, reach out and we'll do our best to assist you. And subsequent to that, there is a musicianship skill assessment and also an interview. So just trying to find, oh, here we go. Hi. Okay, there we go. Just trying to find a little bit about you as a vocalist, as an artist, as a musician, and we look forward to learning about your passions as well. So 2 contrasting pieces to be videoed. Those instructions are also online, and a little bit of free range in what you would like to choose to do. Looking forward to listening.
Thank you, Miss Evans. Popular music. I can speak to this one here as actually all of our music teachers could, but I'm currently teaching it at the moment. We're looking for you if you're a drummer, you play an electronic instrument, guitar, piano, bass as well, to perform 1 piece of music for us, roughly 3 minutes long, which again, kind of like vocal, best demonstrates your performance level. All right, so you're kind of showing off. You want the best piece that shows the range that you have on your instrument. If you are doing an electronic instrument or creating your own piece of music, like on a digital audio workstation, GarageBand, FL Suite, Logic, Pro, Audacity, Ableton, there's so many versions of that now. What we would like is for you to send the audio file of your creation, as well as probably the easiest would be a video of your computer screen or your iPad screen with your performance playing in the view that's there in the player, be it in GarageBand or Audacity or whatever, and literally let us watch it go through so we can see your mix as well as hear it. We will again do a short interview with you as well to learn about you a little more and to have just to gain a little more insight into you as well. Alrighty, sorry there we had a little moment as the screen was popping around there. So if I could ask Ms. Kowalski to speak to the visual arts portfolio review.
Hi, everyone. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the visual arts and media arts portfolio submissions. So we're looking for 4 samples of your work. So 4 samples, so photographs of your artwork. I think I just got cut off.
Okay, I think we had.
Okay, are we back? Okay. Yeah, so we're looking for 4 artworks for visual or media arts. Best pieces showing a range of technique and media. So for visual arts, 1 pencil artwork, 1 in color, and that could be pencil crayon, that could be pastel or paint, and then 1 free choice in any medium. With media arts, again, 3 artworks showing a range of technique and media. So in addition to traditional forms of artwork, digital painting and illustration, animation, claymation, stop motion animation, film and video, photography, video game art. And then for the 4th piece of work, we have a practical challenge on the theme becoming. And for visual arts, that could be a drawing piece, painting, collage, sculpture, or mixed media. So a combination of 2 or more different media. And then for media arts, that could be character design, photography, maybe a still life, object arrangement, portrait, landscape. For animation, it could be a 2D animation app, any kind of stop motion videos you might have, Lego Movie Maker, even stick-bot animation. For film, a DIY video, a documentary, interview style, music video, or short format video. And as far as format goes, JPEG format for images, an MP4 file for videos, or a YouTube link would work great for submitting your portfolio.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So as we said, we are looking for online submissions this year. As you have a look at the website after this meeting, you'll see that the application is online, as well as all our audition and portfolio review will be done digitally. And even our interviews will be done through our MS Teams, and we will send you links and join you that way in February when we have that meeting. So how do I go about doing a movie file? Please make sure that the camera angle, if you are a performing arts person, covers your full body. All right, where you are in the frame all the time, especially as a dancer. We don't want to miss you. So please make sure it's there and you're in the camera all the time. We're asking that you please introduce yourselves and the title of your performance. Hello, my name is Paul Borsch, and I will be performing Let It Go from the musical Frozen, for example, and mention that in your video. As you send in your video, as Miss said, we're hoping it's an MP4 or a MOV, or short for movie, and you're going to send it to ABPA, Audition-Based Performing Arts, ABPA, at HWDSB.on.ca. And in the subject title of your email, please include your full name. For example, please don't put Emma S. Our grade 9 class last quad had 4 Emma S's in it alone. So please put your full name in, as well as the piece title in the subject line. Okay? On January 12th is the deadline for media and visual arts, and January 14th for the performing arts. Okay? Alrighty. One thing that I have noticed, and it has popped up, is our slide for instrumental music didn't come up. So I can speak to that because it is very different this year. As we know, a lot of you in your elementary school have not played an instrument in music class in almost 2 years or just over 2 years. So this year we are looking, changing how we're doing things. It would not be fair of us to just do, or equitable of us to just take applicants who have had private lessons. So what we are doing for those who are interested in woodwinds, brass, percussion, as well as strings, you can do what is known as a musical assessment. So if you are interested in studying music in high school, this year or next year, you can enter as a true beginner in all instrumental courses. We will have you do a short online musical assessment. And how that'll work is we'll give you some listening examples, and we're looking for your identifying of certain key concepts by your ear. All right, so for instrumental music, there is no audition. Now, if you have been playing trumpet, for example, in the Hamilton Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, or private lessons, you can, of course, audition with a piece of music that demonstrates your ability on the instrument. We are hoping that there will be a few of you who have done that, and then there's some people in the community who are still working instrumentally. But acknowledging that our elementary schools have been extremely hand-tied when it comes to woodwind and brass playing, we are, for this year, for next year's entry, offering the opportunity for beginners in instrumental music. So that is orchestral strings, woodwind, brass, and some percussion. Okay, and you will do a music assessment, which will be found. The slide is not here, and I apologize for that, but the information and the application form plus the assessment will be found on our website and the school website and the board website. I apologize for that overlook. So here's another important slide for some of you that might want to take a quick screen capture of it. And again, as we've said, this is being recorded and will be put into this chat, so you can have a look at the slide deck after the meeting as well. The application is due the last Friday of the HWDSB school year, which is December 17th. As we said, it is all done online, and it will go through as soon as you enter and submit it, it will come in to us. All media and visual art portfolios are due January 11th to adpa@hwdsb.on.ca. The performing arts video auditions will be due on the Friday, the 14th, again to adpa@hwdsb.on.ca. So that's Friday, January 14th for performing arts. Media and visual arts is due January 11th. The application is in December. Okay, we'll start with that. We'll give you a little more time over the holidays to work on your audition material and your portfolios. And then we'll take that when you return to school in January. And then we will contact you before February 1st. It'll take us about a week or two to go through this, depending on the number that we receive. And we will contact you February 1st. And we will have set up meetings with you online, kind of like the one today, but faced with one-on-one instead of the 70, 80 people who are in this meeting right now. And we'll give you time slots between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. on the Tuesday. And we'll do a little bit of a chat, get to know you a little better, ask you some questions. You can ask us some questions as well. We'll talk a little bit about what we observed in your audition and in your portfolio, and maybe you can explain it to us a little more. And then we don't want to keep you waiting. So 3 days later, we will send out letters via email welcoming you to offering you a position in our program, as well as for the few of you who are potentially unsuccessful. But we'll let you know. We don't want to keep you waiting one way or another. We know how difficult, we know how challenging and nerve-wracking this can be. And please, please understand that we think you're all amazing for doing this process and taking a big stretch to do this as an artist. And we really do appreciate it. And it is one of our favorite times of year to see the amazing artwork that comes our way. So we'll let you know by February 4th. And then you need to notify us if you will take that spot, because if you don't, there are other people who potentially could fill it for you. All right, and so you'll let us know by the following week if you do plan on attending Glendale and attending the program. Okay, and then we will help you with option sheet night, which is tentatively set for February 15th. And we're hoping by that point that we can do that face-to-face. If not, we will assist you online like we did last year's students as well. So hopefully you can see this. This is a year at a glance. So this is a 4-year planner for someone who is in our program. As I said, it is different than a composite school. But you'll also see that it allows you the opportunity to do whatever you want as fitting into our program as well. If we look at grade 9, for example, a grade 9 student, we would recommend to take a grade 9, a first level English, math, science, French. Healthy and active living is phys ed for some of us, our parents in here and older people. All right, geography, and all our first year ABPA students take a course together, which is called Integrated Arts. So you saw the slide with All Together Now. That was the final project, which we live streamed to over 280 households on last Friday, where the students worked together to learn a little bit about all the disciplines in the school. For example, this year we had 83 students in the course. That means we had 83 ABPA students in grade 9. As they come from all over the city, and we actually have a couple of students who come from outside of the city. Remember, we are the only publicly funded high school program in the arts west of Oakville in the GTA. So we do have students from around who come in. There's no transportation provided for someone who doesn't live in Hamilton or Greater Hamilton, but they can still enter the program. They get together, get to meet each other, get to know all the other grade 9s who are in their program, and then do some amazing work together on a large scale project and learn about the different disciplines. They will also get instruction in their major. And then as you can see, we lay it out year by year. There is our amazing guidance counselors and student success department to help them with that planning. I am here to help them with their planning as the coordinator of the program, as well as all the department teachers. We're going to help you. There's a big learning curve to using all the fancy codes and stuff that we get. You'll notice that I didn't put them up here to overwhelm anybody, but that's what we're here to help parents with that understanding and students as well. And we can get to that when they enter the program and get into the program. There's also a double major. We talked about you can audition in on a single discipline or at a maximum of 2 disciplines. And as you can see, it's exact same for a first year for a double major. It's in the second year where they would take their first year course for one of their majors, and they would take their second year course for the second. There's still the opportunity to take other electives all the way through. We'll catch them up with this system. As I said, in a nutshell, or simply put, the ABPA program has students taking a minimum of 2 arts courses per year. And that's kind of the program, simply put, the simplest if you're trying to explain it to someone else. It's the specialized instruction and all the extra creativity and certifications and reach aheads, which add to the programming as well. So as I mentioned, what could grade 9 look like? Well, grade 9, when we return to a semestered system, is a 75-minute course, 4 of them, with lunch between periods 2 and 3. So it's a 4-period day, 75 minutes with a lunch. In our school, and in a lot of schools, but in our school, in our program, we also have a period 5, where students can take orchestra, band, or choir after school, and do that throughout the school year. We also offer e-learning and summer learning courses. And a lot of our students in our program will take advantage of them to take subjects like geography or civics or English as they want to take more arts courses with our specialty teachers here at our school. And they'll do those courses outside of it. And as you can see from the chart above, this student in semester 1 has their mandatory integrated arts course, geography, physical education, English, and then after school, they're in the orchestra. Semester 2, they're in science, math. They are taking their major arts credits. So it could be any of the 9 disciplines we mentioned, taking French. And then, as we said, they're continuing with that orchestra course outside of school. That looks like a pretty great year for me. Oh, yes, an important one, thank you, that I forgot here is for dance majors. If you look at the grade 9 physical education credit, as a dance major, you are exempt from taking the phys ed course if you so choose. The grade 9 dance course is the equivalent of being in a phys ed class. So often our dance majors will take an additional arts course or something else of interest there. The other process is our program success review. As we said, we gear our program to all pathways, all learning levels, all interests. And part of that is we're trying to create a safe and caring community. And we have a large group of teachers here, a department of 10, plus our student services and our learning resource teachers and VPs, all working together to help students. So in a school year, as we go from semester to semester, I review with the learning resource and student success team how your student or how you are doing in your time at Glendale and through the course. And we're there to help you with that process. You're struggling in math. What can we do to help you as caring adults, and what connections and what help we can get for you? All right, so it's kind of another layer of a caring adult. And this is what we call our program success review, to look to see how you're doing. So again, if you have a learning disability, dyslexia, things like that, it's not going to affect you. I usually get the question, I've had several of them already in emails, my son or daughter is coming with an IEP, will that impede them? I think, I don't know if you will accept them. We look at that for the sake of what we can offer them. It has nothing to do with the audition or the portfolio review. We would never use academics or lack of academic success against an applicant. Okay, we're going to actually help with that if we can. And that's our student success review, program success review, sorry. So what do you graduate with beyond your OSSD, your Ontario Secondary School diploma? You're going to receive a recognition, a certificate of recognition in the arts, a professional resume and headshot, a list of additional qualifications and trainings. For example, our grade 9s can now list that they did dry ice training. They can also mention that they have worked with a digital audio workstation. And we'll go through with a whole bunch, a large list of certifications that they can use as well. Okay, and again, a professional portfolio as well as a resume. Certifications, discipline specific training, seasonal collaborations, career exploration. These are all key tenets of our program. And we have worked with large organizations, the Hamilton Arts Council, the National Academy Orchestra, the Hamilton Philharmonic Orchestra, Shaw Festival, Stratford Festival, the Art Gallery of Hamilton in Ontario, Dundas Valley. These are all opportunities that we do yearly with our community partners. So for more information, because this was an awful lot, remember, this is just our first public meeting. This might be the first time you've heard about the program, and I just threw 4 years of things at you. You can have a look at, this is probably the most up-to-date right now, is our Glendale, PA website. If you go in, you can see what we're actively doing. You can see some of our staff members. If you go into the HWDSB Program of the Arts and the application, you can get started on that application. All those links to the different disciplines and what you need to do for your audition are there, and you can take your time to explore them. If you have questions, then you can email me directly and we can help you with that to give you more time to do that. Okay? Hopefully we've answered a lot of your questions here. I know there will be many more, but it might be worth walking away from this meeting after you've had a look at the website, had a look at the application itself and a little more detail, and then reaching out again. I promise I do a quick turnaround time on answering questions like that. Alrighty, a key one that we often get compared to is ArtSmart, which is another Tier 3 program, wonderful program that our school board offers. But they are very, very different animals. As we said, ABPA, or HWDSB Program of the Arts at Glendale, is a 1 to 4 year arts intensive program with multiple large scale productions. ArtSmart is a 1 semester musical, working in partnership with the great people of Theatre Ancaster. Okay, ABPA is geared towards all disciplines in the arts. Again, ArtSmart is a musical theater course. They will put on a production. Like us doing Little Mermaid in semester 2, they will put on a musical like that. But that is the whole goal of their program, is just the musical and a co-op with Theatre Ancaster. We are a multidiscipline, multiple large-scale production or gallery viewing program that is meant to be studying the arts for high school, not just for one course. That's the big difference between the two. Transportation, okay? As we said, as a Tier 3 program, ABPA, Audition-Based Program of the Arts, is open to students in the HWDSB district and beyond. We accept students from private schools, homeschooled, and our coterminous board, the Catholic Board. We also accept students from beyond Hamilton. So we currently have students who come from Burlington, as well as Grimsby. We've had students as far away as Stratford who found their way to our city because we're as far west as it comes to this type of programming. Transportation is offered to people who live within the city limits. So if you live in Waterdown, Dundas, Ancaster, Stony Creek, though that is all part of Hamilton, and you will be offered transportation. If you live in a city other than Hamilton, you're welcome into the program if we accept you, but there will be no transportation offered. Okay? As a Tier 3 program, and with our very specialized training and coursework, it is only located at Glendale. As I said, there are great individual arts programs in every school, but this specialized program can only be offered at one place, and it is at Glendale Secondary School. If you qualify for transportation, the easiest way for you to do this is to do a Google search of 145 Rainbow Drive, and then put in your address and look for bus routes and to see if it's 3.2. All right, it's a quick search. You can try that and it'll give you an idea. Because our transportation is usually a Hamilton Street Railway student semestered bus pass. Okay? There are additional options of cabbing and school buses, but as you see in the slide, this is all decided by Hamilton Wentworth Student Transportation Services. Once we you're accepted and you accept our invitation into the program, we will give your name to this service and they will determine what type of transportation, if any, is offered to you. Beyond that, the school has no input into the situation. You would have to deal with Hamilton Wentworth Student Transportation Services directly. Okay. Timelines. Usually, as I said, in February, we will, once you've accepted application, we will pass your names along to the transportation services. They usually reach out to the incoming students at the end of August or the beginning of September. Follow us, even if you decide not to come. Have a look at some of the great work that we do. You can see us at GPA and SHISM on Twitter. We have our webpage with the greatest amount of information here at glendalepa.commons.hwdsb.on.ca. And you can also have a look at us on Facebook and like our Glendale Arts page. It's a great way of seeing what's upcoming and having a look at our accolades and what we're doing. So if you want to have any more information, and again, we're happy to answer questions here tonight, but there will be more potentially once you have a look at the application in full and have go into more in depth about what we want in the process. You can reach out again at adpa@hwdsb.on.ca. I am also a teacher in the program, so you can phone, but you'll get my voicemail. The quickest way and the easiest way to do it is to put it into an email, and I can find time throughout the day to tuck in answers to questions. There is also the potential of a tour of the building as things open up after hours, if that is something of interest to you. And again, you can contact me and we can look into that possibility as well. Question and answer period. Hopefully a lot of your questions have been answered in the chat. If you would like to put them into the chat now, I can continue having a look. One that popped up is the size of Glendale. Glendale is about 1,000 students. It's a good medium-sized school, the east end of the city, tucked into a suburb, just on the edge of Stony Creek. We are a very multicultural school. It is an amazing place for the arts. The bottom floor of the school is our arts wing that we share with our Sunny weight room and some of our specialty class, our autistic program that is down there as well in cafeteria. And we have cultures from all over the world in the building, and it just adds to the atmosphere that we have of creativity in the arts, and it's just a wonderful place. Percentage of applicants last year accepted was 91%. French immersion is not available at Glendale. That is Westdale or Sherwood, depending on your catchment area. But we do have a lot of elementary French immersion students who are interested enough to apply for our program and to do the ABPA programming. There is the opportunity to do your fluency equivalent test, your DELF testing, and our lovely Madame DeLuca has in the past and has said that she would continue to help students who are interested in getting their DELF testing to show their French fluency in high school. Sports. Yes, you're talking to the offensive and defensive lineman coach for the Glendale Bears football team. The captain of the junior basketball team last year is a drum major. Our volleyball team had 3 Ontario volleyball champions who were a saxophone, visual artist, and a media artist. You don't have to be pigeonholed into just the arts. As I said, academically, there's the opportunity to explore. The same goes with extracurriculars and sport activities at Glendale. It's very much a very nice family atmosphere, and our departments work together great. There is never an application fee. That is one of the key points that we mentioned here. We are the only publicly funded high school arts program west of Oakville. There are others, but they're private. There is no fee for entry into our program. I am interested in your music program, but I do not. As Miss jumped in there said quite correctly, we know that a lot of students at elementary school did not get a full music playing experience over the last couple of years. So this year we're allowing all interested beginners to audition for our program. And instead of playing, we'll ask you to do a musical assessment. As Miss has gone into detail here in the chat, it's recognizing some notes. So we're looking to see how your ear is. Can you differentiate between pitches? Can you talk about 2 pieces which are different from each other and why they're different? And is there anything that is similar? It is kind of a neat assessment tool and a fun listening assignment, for a lack of a better term, listening assignment assessment. And we're happy this year to take interested beginners who complete that assessment as well. As I mentioned, there is no online tour of the school at the moment. It is potentially something we may be able to work on if we get the time to do that and go through the building. Remember, right now we're in cohorts during the school day, so that even teachers are supposed to stay in certain areas as well. There is the opportunity for some after-school tours, potentially, if you're looking for that to as part of your consideration of entering the school. And you can contact me directly at that ABPA at hwdsb.on.ca, and I can reach out to you there to see if that's a possibility. Sorry, I'm trying a lot of, and again, and the amazing people in the program have been answering questions on the fly here as well. There will be no specific newsletters sent out to any school at this point, as the last couple of years with COVID. Paper, we're trying to limit contact via paper. All the elementary schools were informed about this meeting. And you now know about the website, be it the Glendale website, the board website, or the Glendale Commons website, where you can see all the material that we talked about today, plus the application and the individual process steps that you need to do for the night. For the visual arts, the question here, my daughter has been taking visual arts lessons. That's fine. I would suggest that she starts with the visual arts process. The idea is that you don't have to audition for more than one subject, and we would suggest that you go with your strongest areas and disciplines that you want to demonstrate, put your best foot forward. So if that is in one area, that would probably be the best way to go. A lot of students do not have a media arts background, and we totally understand that and know that, because it's not taught in elementary, kind of like instrumental music hasn't been done in the last couple of years. So that is something that is often done with an older student going into the media arts stream, or students who just demonstrate that they like to use some of the software and apps that Ms. Kowalski has mentioned, and that could be brought in as part of their regular visual arts portfolio, or they can put it as an add-on as a consideration for the media arts as well. Singing. So I see one here about singing in high notes and low notes. That you might not know what your vocal range is, and that's totally fine. What we're looking for is a song that best demonstrates your vocal range. So you might absolutely love a Taylor Swift song, but it's too high or too low for you. So as much as you like it, you might not want to use that, or actually I would suggest not to use that song if it doesn't suit your voice well. I would choose something that sits in your vocal range, and you'll know how comfortable you feel with it. You can also ask a music teacher if available, and ask for their opinion as well, and go from there. We're looking for, again, trying to put your best foot forward is the easiest suggestion I can make, regardless of the discipline you're in. It might not be your favorite thing to listen to or to do, but you want to do something that fits into your style of dance, into your body movement, into your acting, into your playing or singing or drawing. And that would be the best way, my best suggestion when it comes to those things. At this point, yes, all interviews and all auditions are going to be done on MS Teams. And that is foreseeable. The only thing that I could, and again, I'm guessing, and I can't, and I probably shouldn't, is that maybe the interviews, if we get into second semester or later into next year, if things continue to improve with COVID numbers, might be done face-to-face. But I would not bet on that when it comes to our audition and portfolio review. And if you've seen, we've set it up here tonight and all our online sources for it to be done online. So yes, if you're taking a picture, you've done a painting or a drawing, please scan it and save it as well as you can. if you've got an iPad, if you're in the HWDSB, scanning your photo with an iPad is better than scanning it with a cell phone. It's a bigger screen, bigger area. Please make sure you stand up above it or don't put it on an angle, and play around with it. You can take as many as you want and delete them until you take the photo under a good light and put it in as best you can if you don't have a scanner or your computer scanner, or you're doing it on a mobile device. And for any pictures, yes, a JPEG would be fine for a photo. All right, preferably a PDF can work as well, as long as it's at the highest quality setting. The application link is open now, as I said, on our Glendale Commons site, and it will be open by this weekend on the Glendale school site and the board site. I had direct access over the Glendale Performing Arts page, the arts page. It'll be spread to our secretarial office administration staff to put it in the school site and then to the board. Again, maybe that's a question you can Google on how to scan things, or speak to someone in your school about using it, asking your homeroom teacher if they can help you. I know as in my second year of doing online stuff, I didn't know how to scan things very well when I started either. So I'm pretty sure your teacher could help you with that. We are not looking for paper submissions at this time, as we're trying to limit contact that way. Yes, when you go to, so yes, you guys don't know that. I'm reading the chat if you're following along. There is an example of what a visual and a media arts portfolio would look like. It will be one of the extra materials under the visual arts portfolio requirements. There is also an exemplar or a sample link, and that'll open up to some of the exemplary ideas that we got from a previous year. Remember that the challenge was different last year. This year is becoming. Last year's challenge was different, so it'll give you examples of what you can do. It won't necessarily give you what to do for becoming. We're leaving that for you as the challenge. Glendale school hours is 8:45 to 2:45. 8:30, sorry. I always get that one wrong. 8:30 to 2:45 is our school day at Glendale. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so these are very specific questions here now instead of general questions. As I said, I've given you a lot of information tonight. We will make the recording available in this chat so you can come back to it later and have a look at it, especially if any technical things came in, or I spoke too fast or said too many times and you want to catch things. Please come back and do that. As I said, the application is currently active on our Glendale PA site. It will be available sometime tomorrow, before the weekend, on our school site and then the board site. If you have any questions, or after you have looked at this information outside of here, please feel free to email me and come back to the ABPA site so that I can help with any of the confusion or answer any of your concerns if possible. Alrighty, awesome. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the interest in this wonderful program. As you can see, we're very passionate about it. We love the opportunity. As they always joke, do you love your job? I get to be in charge and work with all these wonderful people and students. So hopefully you're interested enough to join us too. And we appreciate this initial step, especially of the young students out here too. We know it can be pretty scary to go away from your norm, to potentially go across the city. And we work really hard to make it a safe and a great place for you guys to want to come back to or come to. We want you to be a bear. So thank you very much, and please reach out via email, and we'll do our best to answer all your questions. Thank you so much, and have a great night.